I can tell you, so that's, yes, it was an official trip.
Guy who has become the center of this thing outside of Ábrego García himself, of course, is Senator from Maryland, Chris Van Hollen, who's just all in on this, just all in on it. Did not seem to care when a 37-year-old mother was killed by an illegal and left 5 children without a mother in his state, but all about this guy. Here he is begrudgingly admitting that, yes, the taxpayer dollars did pay to send him to El Salvador.
Okay, so you know that there's been a lot of attention on 2 Maryland women who are angel moms in the sense that no connection to Mr. Garcia at all, but in 2 separate cases involving people who were in the U.S. and in Maryland illegally, violently raped and killed their daughters. This is Patty Morin, the mother of Rachel Morin, one of your constituents.
And to have a senator from Maryland who didn't even acknowledge or barely acknowledged my daughter and the brutal death that she endured, leaving her 5 children without a mother and now a grandbaby without a grandmother, so that he can use my taxpayer money to fly to El Salvador to bring back someone that's not even an American citizen.
So a lot of questions there. First of all, who did pay for this trip?
This was an officially cleared, congressional trip, cleared on a bipartisan basis. Yes, like every other trip that. Like the trip Kristi Noem took with her fashion show before CCOT, like the trip that 5 Republican members of the House took, like the day before when they went into CCOT. I can tell you, so that's, yes, it was an official trip.
Body language, man. His head's going every which way because would you want your tax dollars? I'm sure some of your guys from Cali are going to head down there. I don't think we're going to send any. Well, we did send a guy from Orlando, but I barely consider that part of Florida at this point. But it's just crazy. Yes, our tax dollars to save the guy who's going back to the country that he's actually a citizen of.
Who picked up the tab for the margaritas. And get this, we have all these courts, all these judges stopping Donald Trump from reversing the last 4 years of open borders. And where were these courts during those 4 years?
Right,
there were
exactly.
lawsuits filed by state attorneys general, and routinely the courts did not stop Joe Biden from keeping the border open. But now all of a sudden they're stopping Donald Trump from closing the border and from getting rid of the people that were allowed in illegally by design for the last 4 years. Where were the courts when we needed them?
Not only that, you could argue that the courts were beyond not just where were they when they were needed, but in Texas, when they tried to actually start doing something about the border, the courts overrode the governor. So it's endless. It's endless.